Hey everyone, what is up? Welcome to my next major Let's Play. Today we're going to begin our Let's Play for Higurashi When They Cry. For those of you who don't already know who I am, hey, my name is 8-Bit Owners, and I'm obviously a YouTuber who mainly does visual novel Let's Plays as well as anime reactions. I occasionally branch out into other stuff, but it's mainly those two. Um, for those of you who already know who I am and are coming back for Higurashi, welcome back. I'm glad to have you back. Um, so, we're playing Higurashi because I got burned out on Fate and wanted to play something else instead of continuing to watch the animes and then playing Hollow Out Araxia. And I've heard so much good stuff about Higurashi When They Cry and its sequel. And so I'm really looking forward to fully playing through this game. I mean, I've heard good stuff about this game from friends, from commenters, from random people, right? I've just only heard good stuff about this game pretty much. So I am like, I don't know. I'm hoping it meets the expectation that's been put on me. But either way, I'm looking forward to giving it a shot. I don't really have too much else to say, other than let's go ahead and jump right into it. I do want to make it clear, by the way, I know literally nothing about this game. Like, literally nothing. Oni Kakushi? Oni Kakushi? I'm almost certainly saying that wrong. Opening, Demon Away chapter. Welcome to the world of Higurashi When They Cry. The Oni Kakushi arc will be the opening, inviting you into the world. Sit back, relax, and enjoy life in Hinamizawa to the fullest. The difficulty for this chapter is extremely high, but I hope you will enjoy the reward. The difficulty? Wait, is this not just a left click over and over kind of game? Is there actually something I'm doing in this game? Other than just left clicking? Am I getting baited? Did I just get baited? What was that laugh? That was kind of creepy. Please do not deploy yourself, even if the world does not forgive you, I will forgive you. Please do not deploy yourself, even if the world does not forgive you, I will forgive you. So please tell me, what will it take for you to forgive me? What is that in the corner? Federica. Oh, man, it's gone. Alright. 1983. Oh! Okay. I was going to be ripped apart anyways. Having my body ripped apart would have been far better. I trusted her. No, I still trust her. Even in this very moment, I trust her. But, starting to realize, I only wanted to trust her because I refused to accept the truth. What is happening to this dude right now? It was as if I was trying to convince myself. Such a silly, sobbing voice. And those tears making a mess of my face. The mechanical, repetitious sound finally stilled. Everything fell silent. Only the cry of the cicadas remained, annoyingly loud. Yet, it felt as if I could still hear her voice. But that's not possible. She's no longer speaking. The only one crying is me. She never cried. Even when she repeated those words over and over, she never expressed any emotion because there were none to show. If she had no tears to shed for me, then I shouldn't need to shed any for her. Why? This pain, my eyes getting moist. Why was this happening? I still wanted to believe I hadn't been split apart. It's enough, right? Inside me, an inner voice whispered gently. My spirit had suffered enough, and countless times had wavered over whether I should just throw the battered thing away. Except, I've stubbornly refused to do that, haven't I? Feel better if I just threw it away. Even knowing that, I chose to believe, didn't I? Only I can understand that painful struggle and appreciate it. Hey, me? I've tried more than enough. I'll acknowledge that much. So, isn't it alright to just take the easy way out? Besides, I'm not throwing it away. I'm leaving it behind, with her. Like flowers by a grave. Now then, calm your nerves. Even though you can't feel your right arm, just lift it up. And with every swing, get a little more. What is going on right now? I mean, clearly, like, whoever we're from the perspective of got betrayed by somebody, and probably seems like they were getting beat to death. But what are they doing right now? Are they beating themselves to death? I feel like that doesn't really add up, but what is he doing with his right arm? Or I say he. I don't actually know if it's he. Just lift it up, and with every swing, forget a little more. Like, it sounds like he's clubbing himself. I keep saying he. I don't know that it's a he. The kindness made me happy. That adorable smile brought me joy. I liked petting your head. I loved how demure you were. Because this will be the last time. So when I swing this down, I'll forget. Oh, I suppose it could just be like a knife. I guess that'd make a little more sense than him clubbing himself to death. This is my first and last bouquet for you. Perhaps Billy did love you. Well, that was one hell of a way to start the game, huh? I don't even know what to say to that. Okay, I got caught lacking. I really got caught lacking. Somebody has been apologizing for a while now. I wonder what she's apologizing for. It felt wrong to eavesdrop, so I tried to ignore it. It had been a while since I'd last went to the city. I only returned to attend the funeral of a relative. Even though I'd lived there until last month, I found the bustle of the city to be overwhelming. The skyscrapers and the multi-lane roads. The melodious cacophony of the crosswalk. Ooh, man. This guy's... big words. Even the campaign speeches blaring in front of the station felt nostalgic. The place where I live now wasn't nearly as lively. It was only the chirping of locusts and the babbling of brooks. And the cry of the Higurashi, the evening cicadas. Oh. Is that what that means? Okay, yeah. That explains the main menu, huh? Literally saying what, like, when the cicadas cry? Yeah, I suppose that explains why there wasn't really a main menu thing, and it was literally just cicadas. Rather than making me feel lonely, that quietness had begun to instill a sense of serenity. There's nothing where I'm living now. I don't just mean there aren't any burger joints. There aren't even vending machines. No music stores. No restaurants. And no arcades. An ice cream parlor? No chance. And the nearest town has some stuff like that, but it's an hour away by bike. But come to think of it, it wasn't really a big deal. There are music stores and arcades and ice cream parlors where I used to live, but it wasn't like I ever hung out at any of them. I'd lived in the city for 10 years, and never once been to an ice cream parlor. Dang, okay. I should have gone at least once. It's only now that I'm starting to regret that a little. Somebody is still apologizing. Who is she apologizing to? She's apologized so much, so just forgive her already. There's no reason anyone should ever need to apologize so much. I started to feel a bit annoyed at whoever was refusing to forgive her. It's you fool. No matter how bad the mistake, there's nothing that can't be forgiven. There's no such thing as an irreparable mistake. Well, you say that. You just need to be more careful next time. She's still apologizing, even now. Then, has she really done something that can't be fixed? I have no idea what she's done, but if it can't be fixed, then that's all the more reason to forgive her. No matter how much she apologizes, nothing will change. I mean, true. But even so, she keeps apologizing in such a heartbreaking voice. Hey, you. The one she's apologizing to. Why don't you just go ahead and forgive her? She's apologizing in such a pathetic voice.
Keiichi, そろそろ着くぞ。起きなさい。
I was finally roused from my nap by my father's prodding. So he heard all of this apologizing. And he was, what, napping? Was he like, maybe he was in like a state of half sleep. Strange. Jeez, blinding. It seemed the train had reached its final stop. We'd spent hours riding everything from the bullet train to the local routes. It's hard to believe that the landscape beyond the window in the city I was in half a day ago were in the same country. No, that they were even from the same era. It's fair, honestly. From there, we take a car deeper into the mountains. Just really going straight past that, whatever, like the apologizing. It's like this dude just got pulverized. And then immediately, it's just somebody who's been apologizing for a while now. I don't know. Way too early to say anything. But that kind of feels connected. I'm not gonna lie. But it could have all just been a dream, realistically. I don't know. I'm gonna keep that in mind, but I'm not gonna theorize on it too hard right now. Because I have nothing to actually theorize with. Especially given that dude was literally dreaming. I don't know. It feels like that type of shock value opener usually isn't just shock value. Usually it feels like it's going to be relevant later somehow. I don't know. Well, obviously, I mean, I don't know. Unless there's something really crazy going on, I can't imagine that was anything more than a dream. But, I mean, he literally died. I guess it doesn't have to be the same character. It doesn't have to be. I don't know. I'm thinking way too hard about this. We're super, super, super early in the game. Like, I don't know. I don't have enough information to really make any actual theories. Let's just move on. Past where the dense forest encroaching on the mountain road suddenly opened up. That's a really cool looking CG. I like the way it panned, actually. There, where I live now. Good lord. I need to figure out how to say this. Hinamizawa. I think that's probably how you say it. Hinamizawa. If I'm saying that wrong, y'all better tell me now. I'm just saying. Dang, they really like to flashbang you in this game. So many white screens. Even though we were approaching summer, the morning air still had a frigid bite. Although, in exchange, you could fill your lungs up with crisp, clean air. Flipping open the window, I was greeted with a verdant expanse. Nothing but trees. The neighboring house was far away on the other side. I was probably the only one enjoying that view and that air. I filled my lungs with another deep breath. Since I started living in Hinamizawa, I learned that even air had its own taste. Oh, yeah, music's on. I do want to say, I was told to use the old music. You guys disagree with that assessment? Let me know. Right, I'd rather know this stuff early. So things like sprites and music, I want to know what most people would prefer. I mean, at the end of the day, it's really what I prefer, and I'll check out both of them at some point myself, but just to start, right? as a baseline. I want to know what you guys are interested in. I quickly finished getting ready for school and headed downstairs for breakfast. My mother was the only one there. My father was nowhere to be seen. He was probably up working until the early morning. Dad had a rather unconventional job as a painter. Such a laid-back profession. Get up when you want, sleep when you want, and work when you want. I was so jealous of that easygoing lifestyle. I even wrote for school that I wanted to be a painter when I grew up. Dad was ecstatic about that. But just because it looked easy. I'd never tell him that, though. Mom laid breakfast out on the table. Seaweed, pickled vegetables, raw egg, and grilled salmon. My mom was such a good cook, it was scary. A perfect, immaculate, ideal breakfast. Unlike my dad, who didn't even know the meaning of the word schedule, my mom never squandered any time or effort. Bro, I'm just saying, I'm already vibing with this dude's dad. That's me. I don't know what the word schedule means. She hummed a little tune as she brought over the miso soup. Seemed like she was in a good mood today.
こっちに引っ越してきてから、圭一が早起きになって嬉しいわね。
早起きしないと朝飯を食いそびれるんだよ。
Thought I was being cute, responding with a wisecrack after being praised for being good.
ご飯はいっぱい？それとも半分くらいでいい？
山盛り。
First, I savored the steaming hot rice with the seaweed. After that, I covered it with the egg. Between bites of rice, I enjoyed the crunch of the pickles. Not bad at all. Excellent, as usual. Watching me clean my plate, Mom gave me a warm smile.
こっちに引っ越してきてから、圭一が朝食を欠かさないんで嬉しいわね。
I was not a morning person when we lived in the city. You know, at least somebody else in this house is now, I guess. Somebody appreciates our efforts. I slept right until the last minute before school and rarely ate breakfast. Boycotting the breakfast Mom made me each morning. Probably the only way I could protest being forced to attend cram school. I guess that's what you'd call my rebellious phase. I wouldn't so much as look at the breakfast she woke up early every day to make. If I could go back in time, I'd slap myself. Mindful of the time, Mom rushed me along with a wide grin.
そろそろレナちゃんと待ち合わせの時間じゃない？急いで急いで。
Mom really seemed to enjoy the fact that her son was going to school with a girl. Am I able to replay voices?
そろそろレナちゃんと待ち合わせの時間じゃない？急いで急いで。
Looks like that's pronounced Reno. That's how I'm gonna pronounce it. I'm wrong, somebody just comment. Alright? Please, I don't want to pronounce things wrong. I'd rather get this told to me now. I mean, 20 episodes in and somebody be like, dude, I'm tired of you saying this name wrong. Reina's one of my classmates. She really loves looking after people, coming to meet me every day without fail. The way I looked at it, a guy my age walking to school with a girl was just lame. Lame? Oh, sheesh. Well, keeping a classmate waiting for me every day wouldn't be very considerate. Seriously though, how long does Reina wait there for me every morning? Taking one last gulp of miso soup, I raced for the door.
レナちゃんにお漬物ありがとうって伝えてね。
Come to think of it, those pickles weren't store-bought, were they? If I'd known that, I would have savored them a bit more.
あいよ。
圭一くん、おはよう。
So, what was... I think I remember somebody saying you could hit P to just switch between sprites, is that right? Yep. Definitely not feeling the original, I'd say, but the other ones look a lot cleaner, but I don't know if I like console or remake more. I think we'll just stick with console, for the time being. Maybe it'll change if I look at other characters. Again, if you guys have an opinion on it, let me know. Her cheerful greeting was as fresh as the morning itself.
相変わらず早いな。たまにはのんびり朝寝坊したっていいんだぜ。
お
寝坊したら圭一くんを待たせちゃうじゃない。
So conscientious and such a good person.
そん時は置いてく。
Wow, that's rude.
圭一くん冷たい。いつも待っててあげてるのに。
Moving mouths is weird. I'm not used to it. Sure, I'll get used to it, but just different.
サクサク置いてく。キリキリ置いてく。
This dude, vile.
どうして冷たいんだろう。
Raina had a slightly troubled look on her face. Talking with her was rather fun because of how quickly her mood changed.
嘘。ちゃんと待ってるよ。
With those words, Raina seemed to relax. Her face flushed bright red.
ありがとう。
レナが来るまでずーっと待ってる。いつまでも。
That boy's still toying with her.
ずーっと。
This boy a menace. Raina turned bright red, steam rising from her head as her brain short-circuited. It went from one extreme to the other. She's especially weak to this sort of talk. It's quite rare to find someone this fun to tease.
レナはロマンスものの文庫本は読んだことあるか？
ないよ。読んだことない。
From that response, I gathered she was interested in them, but was too embarrassed to actually buy one. I couldn't imagine what would happen if she did read one. She'd probably turn red and pass out.
そうそう。
Fair.
お袋から伝言。漬物サンキューでしたって。
どういたしまして。どうだった？しょっぱくなかったかな？
They weren't that salty. Actually, they had a pretty light flavor to them. It would have been fine to just be honest and say they were good, but apparently I couldn't be that forthright.
その前に聞きたい。あの漬物を漬けたのはレナか？レナのお母さんか？
なんで聞くんだろう。
She's gonna go back to teasing her.
しょっぱかった？
Or is how nice his answer is gonna depend on what she says. Her attitude completely changed as she began to panic frantically.
レナか？レナのお母さんか？
なんで作った人聞くんだろう。太郎。
どっちが作ったかで感想が著しく変わる。
Bro, wait, you're not supposed to admit that. She counted frantically on her fingers, trying to remember the amount of salt she'd used to pickle them. It wasn't like I was trying to tease her, but I couldn't stop myself. Guys who take pleasure in this kind of thing are probably the worst. Guys like me. Raina nervously opened and closed her mouth over and over, trying to muster a response.
レナだけど。
うまかった。前回に続きなかなかだったぜ。飯との相性は最高だった。
Bro, this guy's kind of foul. Her face went bright red again. She was completely spacing out. It truly was a lot of fun to tease her. Man, we can tell he's enjoying this. I pray that Raina never gets taken advantage of by some lowlife. Keep at it, Raina. I'll train you until you handle it like the average person. The average... Dang, kinda disrespectful. Or so I decided for myself.
行こうぜ。ミオンを待たせるとあいつうるさいぞ。
Seeing as she just keeps spacing out otherwise, I called Raina back to reality so we can make our way to school. This strange, easily fluttered girl is Raina Ryugu. I've only known it for about a month, but I've come to realize it's not just her name that's strange. Coming up to the next rendezvous point, we saw another person waiting for us. Noticing us, she waved.
お、来た来た。遅いよ二人とも。
Boy was just teasing Raina. Couldn't stop. And how did he say the name?
行こうぜ。ミオンを待たせるとあいつうるさいぞ。
Mio? Sounded like Mio. Again, I'm not gonna say it anymore after this. If I'm getting names wrong, just let me know.
いつも遅いのはお前の方だろ。
sharp contrast to the diligent Reina, this one marched to the beat of her own drum. She's Mion Sonozaki. For what it's worth, she's our senior and head of the class.
おはようレナ。そしてケイちゃんお久しぶり。何年ぶりだっけ
2日しか休んでねえよ
The boy's gone for centuries even.
そうだっけか前に会った時はこんなにちっちゃくて可愛かったのにな。
Mion's gaze started at my chest and dropped straight down, focusing on the point between my legs. Hey, yo! Hello? What grade are y'all in? So she was saying it was my crotch that was cuter back then. Yikes. Careful observation, before and after. Had to know. Before you ask, just to be clear, I've never actually tried to show it to her. Voice didn't play. Grown quite splendidly. You'd be surprised. Wait, are not all the lines voice acted in this game, or is it just bugging out? It's not clickable, so I'm gonna assume it just means they're not all voice actable. Not only is he bigger, but he's a little mustache now. Hello? Being so engorged with energy every morning is quite a problem, though. I'll introduce you next time, so be sure to greet him properly. What is going on? Don't say next time. Right now is just fine. How about letting the little guy get a breath of fresh morning air? You are demented, Mion. Okay, I see. I don't think I've ever heard talk so dirty you could smell a fouling up the morning air before. Mion sure does act like an old man sometimes. Gotcha. Time for the big reveal. If you don't regret it. As my hand reached for my fly, Reina began to ramble in a near panic. I'm just trying to actually comprehend that this is happening right now. This game's start was literal murder, right? Into whoever's perspective that was, just finishing the job for themselves, right? And then now we're talking about this dude's wife. Nice. What a turnaround. It's been not even 30 minutes. Red-faced and flustered, Reina tried to play dumb, but it was obvious she knew exactly what we were talking about.
どうだった？久しぶりの都会はさ。
Do I actually have to click near the arrow in this game? Because there have been multiple times where I just click over and over again and nothing happens, and it's really confusing. Mion switched gears, dropping the dirty talk and changing the topic to something more befitting the pleasant morning.
葬式で行っただけだぜ慌ただしいだけだったよ
でさ、探しといてくれた？頼んどいたやつ。
お前、人の話聞いてないだろ俺は葬式で帰っただけだぜおもちゃ屋巡りをしてる余裕なんかなかったんだよ
Bro, I know you didn't. Oh my god, she was stressing him over a toy when bro was trying to go to the funeral. No shot.
ち。おもちゃ屋とホビーショップは全然違うよ。
Oh, hobby shop, okay.
特に洋物、こっちじゃなかなか手に入らないからね。
Fair.
みーちゃんまたゲームの話？
Mion nodded proudly as Reina giggled.
そう、ケイちゃんに洋ゲーのカタログを持ってきてもらいたかったんだけどね。
Westport? Westport was short for Western Imported Games. I guess that checks out. Using that abbreviation did make it sound pretty geeky.
そんなのまた通販で取り寄せりゃいいじゃねえか
ま、そうするかな。またプレイングの熱いゲームを入荷するからね。
Why is that really not surprising? Oh man. What are we gonna do with her? Send her off to horny jail.
今度は私にもわかりやすいゲームがいいな。
Mion is a board and card game enthusiast. I hear she's collected quite a lot of different ones. According to Reina, Mion's room has kind of become a museum for domestic and foreign games.
俺にも分かりそうなゲームがあったらやらせてくれよ。
いいよ。ケイちゃんさえ良ければね。でもうちらのレベルは高いよ。
上等じゃねえか。俺だって遊び100番遅れを取るつもりはないぜ。
じゃあ今度はケイチくんも仲間に加わるのかな
Yeah, you guess. If we have to. Yeah, okay. Bristling with joy from head to toe, Reina looked back and forth between me and Mion. Mion gave her an affirmative wink, and her expression perked up even further.
男の子ってきっと外で遊ぶ方が好きだと思ってたからダメかと思ってたよ。
Reina laughed happily. It was such a friendly conversation, you wouldn't think I had moved here less than a month ago. I understood that they did all they could to make a transfer student like me feel at home. I'll have to try harder to fit in, so they won't feel like they have to try to make me feel welcome. I feel like if I acted a bit more open than I usually am, it should probably be about right for this place. Boys slid right into this town. That's good. Believe me, I've moved enough to understand how that goes. It's harder than you'd think. Hinamizawa was a really small village. Not only was there only one school, but there was only one class. Oh dang! That class encompasses all different grades and ages. There are about 30 students at different levels, and they all study in the same class. How does that work? Actually, how does that work? Are they just given, like, independent work to do? And a teacher that helps all of them or something? I'm told that, long ago, there used to be a bigger school building and they had actual separate classes. However, it seems something happened that made it become a single class, and now it's stayed that way out of tradition. I was shocked at first, but humans adapt pretty quickly. I've already gotten quite used to it. The sound of children playing started right from the morning. In such a lively mood, it felt more like a kindergarten than a proper school. Not that that was a bad thing. Mion, who had been walking in front of us up until then, suddenly let me take the lead, right in front of the classroom door. I was meant to slide the door open and enter the room first. Too bad. I wasn't gonna fall for that again.
ここで先頭を譲るとはな。
What is there, like a water bucket up there or something?
お手並み拝見ってことかよ。
Mion chuckled with a haughty smirk on her face.
どうしたの二人とも。
下がってろレナ。危ないぞ。
There's totally a water bucket up there, isn't there?
やつだ。
She's here. Wait. No? Never mind.
じゃあ、さとこちゃんが
Never mind. I thought that was gonna be just like a water bucket on top of the door frame or something. Who is that they're that worried about it? Her name was Satoko Hojo. She was a disrespectful, impudent, bossy kid. The way she talks is annoying, but it would be immature to get worked up over just that. The real problem was this.
見え見えの罠だな。引き戸の上に挟んだ黒板消し。
Oh, never mind. Okay, it might be that.
見え見えだぜ、サトコ。
A haughty laugh came from behind the door.
お見事、ケイちゃん。こりゃ今回は勝負あったかな。
いや、相手はサトコだ。
It's probably a backup.
これだけとは思えない。
After falling for such intricate traps since the day I transferred, I no longer let my guard down. Satoko liked to combine a variety of traps. Traps that were simply there to bait you into the main one. Traps that relentlessly kept coming at you like a sadistic Ruby Goldberg machine. The list goes on. What the heck? As well as being clever, they almost never misfire. When you least expect it, she strikes. No escape. No time to relax.
見たところ、黒板消しは普通。
This boy, playing detective.
石とかは入れてないみたいだな。
I took a pretty heavy hit from a blackboard eraser loaded with rocks on my first day. Oh my god! What this town really is something, huh?
じゃあさ、ガラガラって開けて落としちゃえばいいんじゃないかな。
Did you just spoil it?
それだ。
That's what Satoko was after, making me focus my attention upward. So as I lifted my hand to the door, there were thumbtacks stuck in the sliding door handle with tape. A frightening trap. Oh, that's horrifying! Yikes! A potent and terrifying trap, concealed by using the blackboard eraser.
見事なコンボだ、サトコ。だが、所詮はガキの浅知恵だったな。
Yeah, no, you're gonna say that. You're still gonna catch a fat L here, aren't you? Assured of my victory, I threw the door open and stepped into the room. Is this where the water bucket drops? I felt something strange in my ankle. No, I keep saying the water bucket. That one's maybe too obvious. It was similar to the sensation of a jump rope catching on my leg. What? Oh no. By the time I realized she had me, hook, line, and sinker, it was already too late. I began to fall in an almost picturesque manner. Instinctively reaching out to me on shrill warning, I twisted my body in midair before I landed on the floor. Bro. An inkstone, filled to the brim, was placed right where I would have landed. I shuddered, imagining the situation had I landed square on it.
あらあら、これはこれは。
What a menace.
おはようございます、ケイチさん。朝から賑やかですわね。
I guess he is. The boy really thought he had it. You hate to see it. Still sprawled in an awkward position, I was greeted by a mocking voice.
一段とスペシャルなトラップワークになったじゃないか、サトコ。
私何のことかわかりませんもの。
That was the triple.
朝からついてませんわね。
てめえ。あ、いててててて。
It seemed I'd inadvertently sprained my back a little when I'd landed. Rather than landing on that inkstone. What's an inkstone? Oof. Yeah, that looks like it could hurt. That looks like it could hurt. A small hand gently rubbed my head.
ケイチの痛いの痛いの飛んでいけです。
The small, dainty hand continued to gently stroke my head.
腰とかはくじかなかったですか？
Oh, that he did.
こうして撫でていれば痛いのは消えてきますです。
I thought about asking how rubbing my head would help my back, but I didn't. It's not so much about what you actually do, it's the thought that counts.
ありがとな。リカちゃんのおかげで痛みが引いてきたぜ。
リカちゃん、おはよう。
Just wanna... Actually, we'll do it when another character comes up. I want to compare some sprites again.
レナにおはようございます。みんなにもおはようございますです。
Rika-chan greeted each of us with an adorable little bow. It was infectious. Reina, Mion, and I all bowed back.
リカちゃんはいい子だよな。
Unlike the other trickster over there.
それに比べてサトコ。
I glared over in her direction. Satoko was whistling while rather deliberately trying to avoid eye contact.
サトコはいい子でございますのことよ。
Something like that.
いい子はこんな凶悪な罠仕掛けないぞ。
言いがかりでございますわ。
Both lies and slander.
何の証拠があって？
I picked up Satoko by the back of her collar. She looks like a misbehaved cat when I do this. A cat wouldn't be setting traps. He's much harder to deal with.
ごめんなさいって言ってみな。言わないなら。
I cocked my index finger on my thumb, letting it tremble as I brought it closer to Satoko's forehead.
暴力反対ですの。証拠もないのに。
Bruh. Imagine it was somebody else who actually set the trap.
言っとくが俺のデコピンはすごく痛い。ベニヤくらいなら割る。
Plywood, no.
やめて、寄らないでけだもの。
人様が聞いたら誤解するような言い方をするんじゃねえ。
Small hand tugged on the back of my shirt.
ケイチが2日間もお休みしたから寂しかったのです。
I had to get him back with a mean one for that. Rika-chan really is just so... How could I do anything more after being told that? I gently released my grip on Satoko, who at this point was on the verge of tears. She still had her eyes clamped shut as she braced herself for the forehead flick. actual menace to a little kid.
悔しくなんかないもん泣いちゃダメです、さとこ。ファイト、おーです。
Is Satoko like a new character, or is it only showing Rika because she's like in the highlight right now? Rika gently patted the head of her prankster friend. You never guessed those two are the same age. I mean, fair. I think Satoko could learn a thing or a million from Rika-chan. A million.
今度はもっとすごい罠を仕掛けなさいですよ。
Don't encourage her! Wait a minute. As she observed the scene, Reina's expression grew ecstatic as she began to swoon.
さとこちゃん泣いている。かわいいよ。
Oh, good God.
持ち帰っちゃダメだからね。
Gonna say so far, I definitely prefer the console version.
だってこんなにかわいいよ。
どんなに可愛くてもダメなの。
Unfortunate.
でもちょっとくらいならダメかな。
No, that's not legal. Reina kept a cutesy face even as outrageous ideas spewed from her mouth. According to Mion, Reina is ridiculously weak to cute things and always tries to take them home. Object or person.
物もまずいが誘拐はもっとまずいぞ。
Yeah.
諦めろ。
じゃあ見てるだけだよ。
Keep it that way.
それならいいよね。
Reina swooned over Satoko's crying form. If a girl ever goes missing in Hinamizawa, be forced to turn Reina into the authorities. Forgive me, Reina. I'll be sure to bring you care packages when they put you away.
先生来たよ。
This whole game is so ridiculous already. I can't even believe the way this game started compared to what it is now.
早く片付ける。さとこ、すずりあんたのでしょ。
Just from Mion's single statement, the entire mood of the room shifted back to normal. The inkstone was bad, but the thumbtacks stuck to the door handle were an even bigger problem. I pulled the tape off carefully, making sure not to skewer myself. Even though Satoko was the one who set it up, everyone had to pick up after her. By the time the teacher entered the room, the bedlam from before had been neatly tidied up.
間に合ったね。
That's good.
起立。気をつけ。
Mion gave out the morning commands. It's difficult being the teacher for all these different grades in one classroom. She has to teach something different to each one. And naturally, she ends up spending all her time with the younger kids. Reina and Mio, being in the highest grade in the class, end up mostly doing self-study. Even end up helping teach the younger kids, so it seems like they can never get to their own studies. They're actually way behind where my studies have progressed to. As a result, I'm pretty much taking over for the teacher and helping Reina and Mio with their studies. Well, I guess that works.
ケイチくんはお勉強教えるのうまいね。わかりやすいよ。
Reina took a breather after finishing highlighting an important section.
教える端から自信がなくなるよ。自分の理解の浅さがわかるな。
That is fair, actually.
人に教えるには3倍理解してなければならないって言うしね。ケイちゃんもうちらに教えながら同時に復習もできてるわけなんだよ。
That is also true. That was actually my experience in school. Is that it was always really awkward when you were teaching someone something and you do like a practice problem and be like, actually, I don't know the answer. And then you'd have to like look through it, but then, like she's saying, you get your own practice. In contrast, this person over here is quite laissez-faire about such things. Dang. This author uses some big words, huh? Words that I barely remember the meaning of. And that I almost certainly just mispronounced. For one, isn't she supposed to be in a higher grade than me?
ミヨンさ、一言じゃないぞ。 真剣にやんないとまずいぜ。こんなレベルじゃ。
別に進学校を目指すわけでもないし、受験に必要なそこそこができてりゃ十分十分。
Her staunch defiance was really something else. This was a different type of relaxed than somebody who already knew what was going to be on the entrance exams.
みーちゃん、ケイチくんが頑張って教えてくれるんだからさ、私たちも頑張ろうよ。
レナは素直ないい子だな。先生がきっといい学校に進学させてやるからな。
ありがとう。
レナには特に教えてやるからな。二人きりでプライベートレッスンだぞ。
Oh God, here we go again.
プライベートレッスン。
A puff of smoke shaped like a halo popped out of Reina's head. Exactly what kind of private lesson is she fantasizing about that's making her turn so red? Sheesh. I'd like to hear the play-by-play of that next time. Mion was flipping through her vocabulary flashcards. She threw out a casual question.
都会じゃさ、こんなに勉強しなきゃいけないわけ？
この程度はできないと進学できないね。
進学できないから勉強するわけ？
まあ平たく言えばそうなるな。将来役に立たないのは承知で。
I mean, that's not always true, but it sometimes is.
こっちじゃさ、出席日数が足りてりゃみんな進学できるんだよ。
そうなのか？
Study equals entrance exams. Having that basic law of the universe so easily overturned sent me into a state of shock.
そうかもね。試験で振り落とさなきゃならないほど人もいないし。
I mean, I suppose that's fair.
誰でも進学できるならさ、そんなにガリガリとやることもないんじゃない？
That's also fair, but you know, you should know it.
まあそうだけど、でも一般常識程度にはできた方が。
I basically just said that dude's line.
おじさんはそんな無駄な勉強に時間をかけるよりさ、この思春期の貴重な時間をもっと有意義に過ごすために使うべきじゃないかなと考えるわけよ。
What are the more meaningful things that you're trying to do? It was too profound of a statement to simply laugh off. But since it was Mion, it probably didn't actually have that deep of a meaning. Probably just trying to play more board games. In place of a chime, the sound of the principal waving a handbell drifted through the classroom.
ケイちゃん、おしまいおしまい。さあ、楽しいランチタイム。
In a complete 180 from her unmotivated state, Mion gave the commands to signal the end of the morning period.
ケイチくん、お昼にしよう。
Might have been making a very troubled face. Reina smiled brightly at me.
よっしゃ、飯にするか。
Was it alright? There seemed to be different cliques, even within the class. Most of them were divided up by gender and age, but our group was different. Our ages were different, and we had both boys and girls. But we weren't reserved around each other. This level of openness makes a transfer student like me pretty happy. Reina and Mion pushed their desks together, so they were facing each other. At the same time, Satoko and Rika-chan were slowly lugging their desks over as well.
ケイチくん、早く早く。
Reina waved her chopsticks in an unrefined manner, trying to hurry me along. Once everyone was together, they wouldn't even open their lunchboxes. Dang.
ケイチさんのお弁当はミミチク、日の丸弁当に決まってますわ。
You are so rude. For no reason. Wait, if it's changing both of them now, why didn't it do that the first time? That's so strange. And yeah, I'd say I almost certainly prefer the console one over the remake one. And I mean, I'm sure there are people who would argue original, but I think I'm good on that.
恥ずかしがらずにお見せなさいな。ほらほら。
Stop disrespecting the man's lunch. Even though Satoko was hurling insults at me, she still wouldn't open the lid to her lunchbox until I was there. I pulled out my lunchbox swiftly and dragged my chair over to join the circle.
おう、お待たせ。
She's probably right, though.
では、 ミー委員長の号令でいただきますです。
At first, this was kind of embarrassing, but I got used to it pretty fast. At this point, I probably wouldn't even open my own lunchbox if someone else was too slow. Our ages and genders may have all been different, but we were all friends. You can respect that.
いただきます。
The sound of our little 5-part chorus echoed beautifully throughout the classroom. Really though, I've gotten pretty used to this group made up of all girls. Alright, let's see if I can figure out how to hide CGs in this game. What are the odds there's like a... Oh, T, that's how you hide the text box. Alright, that works. Alright. What's voice matching level? Original PC script with the voices where it fits, fully uncensored. Default level 2 should be the most balanced option. Max is full PS3 script, fully voiced, but censored. So is that why the voices like cut out earlier? Even though they were actually talking? Was it because in like in the original version of the game, that was the line, but then they re-released it and censored it, but that was the release with voice acting? And so you have to choose, like, whether you want it, like, censored or not. Okay. What do most of you guys generally prefer? I don't have a problem with uncensoring it, like, if I'm gonna lose something by, having it censored. And, I mean, usually, in my opinion, you usually lose more than you gain with censorship. But, like, I don't know if, like, bringing that down to min would mean there's like practically no voice acting or something and people wouldn't want that. I know I'm asking you guys for a lot of your takes, but I guess this is a huge game. I'm sure a lot of you guys have thoughts on this that I'd love to hear. Oh, you can enable or disable lip sync. Okay, that's cool. I mean, I've gotten used to it. I kind of like it now. So, I'm going to keep it enabled, but up to you is how I hide the text box. But do I have to hit it? Do I actually have to hit that every time? That's annoying. Is there not like a shortcut for it? That's annoying. Might have to start taking screenshots in the CG gallery, like for real this time. There's a shortcut for it, like a little, like a one key bind that does that. Just let me know. Anyway, sorry. Let's move on. Really though, I've gotten pretty used to this group made up of all girls. Of course, there were other boys in the class. They were a lot younger, so they were scared to approach me. Well, that's to be expected. Younger boys just see older boys as scary. Compare that to girls. Well, at least these girls aren't picky. We put all the side dishes in the middle where everybody was free to pick at them. I thought girls would mind sharing a meal with a guy, so I was a bit flustered joining in. However, Mio noticed that and teased me quite a bit. As the fruit of my efforts, I can now reach over and take sides from anybody's lunch.
あらあら、ケイチさんのお弁当は今日は大奮発ではございませんこと？
They just have like a communal lunch. That's pretty dope, actually.
あらあら、さとこさんのお弁当こそ大奮発ですこと。煮物がしっくていい感じですわ。
Flying into the fight that Satoko was starting, our chopsticks locked in a cross counter, stabbing into each other's lunch.
あら、ビミー。
Jugging each other's lunch.
お、
Jeez.
里芋がいい感じだぞ。煮物は冷めててもうまいよな。
After seeing my happy face, Rika-chan's expression broke into a little smile.
夕べの夕食の煮物、少し取っておきましたですよ。
By the way, Satoko and Rika-chan's lunches are always the same. Seems that Rika-chan makes it for both of them every day.
この煮物もリカちゃんが作ったのかい？こいつはお袋の味クラスだよな。
I was honestly impressed. The carrot rosettes weren't from a mold, they were done by hand with a knife. That's not easy to do.
リカちゃんって何気にそういうの得意なんだよな。
I mean, hey, it's a valuable skill to have for anybody.
お裁縫とかお洗濯とかも上手なの。
A lot of traditional stuff to be good at, alright? Nothing wrong with that.
すごいよね。すっごいよね。リカはいろいろとすんごいんですのよ。
お前が威張ることじゃねえ。
僕よりレナの方がお料理は上手です。
Lots of compliments going around, huh? It seemed that the topic of conversation switched to Reina when she wasn't expecting it, making her blush and trip over her words. Reina's lunch really was the star of the table. Not only did it look good, it tasted good. Everyone else pulled from Reina's lunchbox constantly. That's gotta be like an imbalance of power, right? Imagine making no one that hard for your lunch, then everybody else jugs it. Clearly she's okay with it, but man, how annoying that would be.
これ前に評判良かったからいっぱい作ってみたの。美味しいかな？
かなり合格点。あ、ミオン、お前取りすぎだよ。
Knocking Mion's chopsticks aside, I reached out, trying to secure my own portion. Satoko and Rika-chan reached over at the same time and a struggle ensued. Everyone shoveled in mouthful after mouthful, praising it, and Reina's lunchbox was soon empty. Did she even get to eat her own lunch? It's kind of bad that no one thought to leave any for Reina. Y'all are vile. That's vile. But Reina seemed rather satisfied as she looked on. Yeah, I got that impression that she would be. She wouldn't have gone out of her way to make that much more, you know? Or she wouldn't push her lunchbox. Or let people take her stuff, you know? I don't know. Maybe she's the type of person that just wouldn't be willing to say no. But she seems like the type that'd be satisfied from that, so I'm not surprised.
いかがかしら。レナさんもとてもお料理が上手ですことよ。ケイイチさんとは大違いですの。
Okay, was that disrespect really necessary?
だからお前が威張ることじゃねえだろ。
さとこだってケイちゃんと変わらないじゃんよ。
Neither y'all can cook.
あんたブロッコリーとカリフラワーの区別つくようになったわけ？
Satoko's face went pale and the music stopped.
おいおい、ブロッコリーとカリフラワーの違いなら俺だってわかるぜ。
わかりますもの。わかるもん。
It's really hard for her to lie. Don't let her play among
ケイ
us.
チくん、どっちでも茹でてマヨネーズかけると美味しいじゃない？いじめちゃかわいそうだよ。みーちゃんも。
What did I just read? Boiled broccoli and cauliflower, one thing. Those are fire. Topped with mayo? I don't know. I mean, I guess for some reason the sauces or condiments that different regions prefer is I mean, it's a pretty vast difference from what I've gathered. But that's just, oh god, vegetables with mayo? Sheesh. I'd maybe go ranch, but Reina hurriedly tried to follow up, and Mion laughed haughtily as she drew closer to Satoko. Man, they really like the word haughtily.
まあまあ家庭科の授業ってことで。じゃあさとこ、これは？
Mion lifted up her chopsticks. Between them was a piece of green stuff wrapped in bacon.
でもそれアスパラ。
Mion made eye contact with me, and within 0.3 seconds, I had Rika-chan's mouth covered. 0.3 seconds, that boy's speedrunning. Holding a piece of bacon-wrapped asparagus and giving her two choices. It's pretty terrible.
その黄色がカリフラワー、緑がカリフラ。
Y'all are so mean.
さあどっちだ？
多分黄色がブロッコリーで青がカリフラワー。でも緑はその。
Oh god. What? She colorblind? Well, not colorblind. She probably just doesn't know her colors yet. Dang.
本当にどっちか分かってる？降参した方がよくない？
I'd expect no less from the class representative, the oldest. The way she drives people into a corner just shows how much experience she has. You're really praising her for that, huh? It's just a hunch, but being brought into the Sonozaki household must be quite the ordeal. I
わか
could
り
believe...
ますもの。わかる
じゃあ答えなよ。
もん。わかるもん。わかるもん。
Y'all are relentless. She finally broke down and started crying. When she acts like this, she actually starts to seem her age. I already knew it was about to pan to Reina. Reina entered a state of euphoria as Satoko bawled her eyes out. Reina was in a state of bliss as she rubbed her cheek against Satoko's head and smothered her. Really, very content face. One that wouldn't care if the world ended right then. It's that kind of smile.
レナミオンさんがいじめるんですの。かわいいかわいい。大丈夫だよ。レナお姉ちゃんが悪い人たちはやっつけちゃうからね。
My little sister. Oh god! Oh good god! Wish boof bam! It's like a flash of lightning.
今一体何が？
Oh man. Oh, hold on. I wanted to make a reference. And I can't remember the line. Oh, what was the first line of Fate Stay Night? God dang it. I feel like it was just something basic, like it was like a strike of lightning or something. Fate Stay Night. First. Fine. I can't find it. God dang it. Unlucky. Both of Reina's fists shot out at supersonic speed, striking Mion and me squarely in our faces. Y'all just got pulverized, huh? Before we knew it, Mion and I were sprawled spread eagle on the floor, staring up at the ceiling with matching welts on our
ケイ
faces.
ちゃんは食らうの初めてだよね。今日のはまだ甘い方。
Oh god. Went easy on you. Y'all best not make Satoko cry again.
甘いって、これよりまだ上があるってのかよ。
Somebody get Satoko in the... or not Satoko. Somebody get Reina in the ring, bro. Like, just make Satoko cry before the match and it's over. With that, Mion and I both slumped our heads back to the floor in unison. From now on, I'll be careful when I'm within striking distance of Reina. Yeah, you better be. Y'all got
ほら
clocked.
さとこちゃん、やっつけちゃったよ。かわいい。お持ち帰りしたい。
No, you can't. Making sure Reina couldn't see it, Satoko stuck her tongue out at us. Vile. She knew what she was doing. Damn it all. Using Reina like a puppet. Rika-chan message. Rika-chan massaged our bruises without saying a word. No matter what the day held, the last school bells always came too soon. Our shadows stretched off into the distance.
ねえケイチくん、明日はさ、何か予定とかあるかな？かな？
Brother, it sounds like you're getting asked out.
Eh?
Such a direct question from Reina, I inadvertently blushed. Oh, y'all, we're gonna play some board games. If it was for a date, then wouldn't you do it more subtly? Reina saw me lost for words and realized that I misunderstood and turned red as well.
違うの。そういうのじゃなくて、その。
You wanted to be like that, but... So apparently that wasn't what she meant. But since it's always fun when Reina's in a panic, I went along with it a little.
なんだ、そういうのじゃないのかよ。
That boyfriend is sound heartbroken. Playing it up, I slumped my shoulders, feigning dejection.
ケイチくん、なんでがっかりしてるんだろう。太郎。みーちゃん。
Unable to hold it in any longer, Mion slapped me on the back.
そっか、そういう攻め方はおじさん知らなかったわ。
なんなの？
Mion was rolling on the floor, clutching her stomach, while Reina flailed around, completely bewildered. I couldn't help but start laughing as well. Feeling just a bit guilty, I ruffled Reina's hair.
嘘、ごめん、冗談。悪かったよ。
She really is a cute one. That doesn't sound like it's really a joke, but...
冗談ってどこからだろう？どこからだろう？
え、あ、途中から。
途中からってことはケイちゃん、最初の真っ赤になったのはあれ演技じゃないんだ。
Perhaps.
それって。
It's only a momentary lapse. There was no way Mion would let such a delectable detail slip by her.
いや、その
Saying anything more was also a bad idea. In my bewildered state, I slipped further into an unfavorable position. After that, Mion continued to tease me about it for a while.
で、明日が暇だと何なんだよ、レナ。
何の話だっけ？
I don't know. It had been so long that Rain had forgotten. That's how long Mion had teased me.
ケイちゃんさ、まだこのひなみ沢一人じゃ回れないでしょ？
That was true. I hate to say it, but if you blindfolded me and spun me around 3 times like we're playing Pin the Tail on the Donkey, I probably wouldn't be able to tell up from down here.
そうだな。街へ行くのと学校へ行く以外はまだ自信ないな。
そうそう。それでね、明日ね、みーちゃんとレナでお散歩しながら、ケイチくんにひなみ沢を案内してあげようよってことになって。
That would be a godsend. Frankly, I was happy about the offer.
もちろん行くでしょ？
暇ならな。
女の子が誘ってんじゃん。
暇ならな。
By 2 even.
どうせ暇なんでしょ？
Yeah. I don't know what else you'd be doing from the sounds of it.
暇ならな。
I was being stubborn so as not to give a clear yes or no. Even though I thought it was a godsend, too much of a scamp to say so up front.
ケイチくん、暇じゃないのかな？この。
Rather, just say you're free. When Mion and I had our rather sour back and forth, Raina peeked over at me hesitantly. Figuring I'd been a bit too rough on her, I just gave in.
すまん、許せ、ごめん。暇だ。
よかった。
The trepidation disappeared from Raina's face as it blossomed into a smile.
おうおう。ミヨンさんとレナさんじゃ随分と温度差がありますじゃん。
That is true. Seems Mion didn't care for how rude I was to her, compared to how quickly I agreed with Raina. But her being annoyed was very interesting. As I pushed Raina forward, speeding up our pace to leave Mion behind. Dude.
行こう、レナ。明日は二人っきりで出かけような。嫌味なミオンは置いてって。
ケイチくんがそれでいいなら。
This dude's something else. Hit him with a wombo combo, messing with 2 people at the same time.
案内しようって提案したのは私。シカトすんな、前原圭一。
二人きりでピクニック嬉しいな。弁当は持ってくか、レナ。
Dude.
お弁当いるなら、レナ作っちゃおうかな。
She's totally down with the idea, though.
レナもシカトすんな。二人がラブラブだって村中に回覧板を。
Oh God. Oh.
じゃあ、レナ、今日は早く帰ってお弁当の準備するね。
Oh no. Mion is slumped.
明日が楽しみ。じゃあね、ケイチくんにみーちゃん、さようなら。
She totally just slumped Mion, didn't she? She thought they were playing Gang Beasts or something. Raina bounded off like she was walking on the moon. After the dust settled, all that was left was me standing next to Mion sprawled out on the ground. There was a welt on her face.
大丈夫か？ミオンとレナの立ち位置、2メートルは離れてたはずだぞ。
Good God. You got that teleport move.
あんたが来て以来、切れ味は増す一方。おじさん身が持たないわ。
Why does she keep calling herself an old geezer? Maybe it'd be easier if you stopped saying stuff that makes Raina want to hit you. Unless this will end up being Mion's slapstick comedy hour. If that happened, the results might be fatal.
くじけるなよ、ミオン。レナのジャブを見切れるのはお前しかいない。
Well, she didn't dodge that one.
私は膝じゃないかと思ってんだけどね。
Oh God, she's upgraded. Could it be that we were hanging around with an unrivaled martial arts master? Man, that's what I'm saying. That is what I was saying earlier. Get her in the ring, bro. You just gotta annoy her. Maybe someday we'll see her debut in an extreme contact sport. That's what I'm saying.
レナには負けられないぞ。ミオンも鍛えてリベンジだ。
A rematch.
ケイちゃんがしてよ。おじさんは応援してる。
They're just pawning it off on each other. Mion and I reaffirmed our determination to discover a way to counter Reina's infallible technique. Too nice with it. She really does seem to pack a wallop. That is very funny to me. What is it? Is that going to be the end of day 1? Oh, wait, tips acquired. Or mixed grade, we don't have a uniform. What was that? We'll just go ahead and view the new tips, I suppose. Are they like mini scenes?
レナってさ、俺と同い年だったよな。
うん、そうだよ。干支も同じだよね。
Hey, now, it'd be weird if we were the same age, but not the same zodiac animal. That's fair.
そんなことないよ。誕生日の違いがあれば、年齢が同じでも干支が違うこともありえるって。
Depending on when the cutoff is.
あれ？あ、そうか。ミオン、頭いいじゃないか。
ところで、ケイチ君は何月生まれなのかな？レナは7月なんだよ。
Mina smirked and puffed up with pride. You know, what's the meaning of this? Not planning to be all high and mighty for birthdays a wee bit sooner than mine, is she?
だが諦めろ。俺に誕生日で挑もうったって。なんならどっちが年上か罰ゲーム付きで勝負してもいいぜ。
Oh god. What? Are they gonna be like $6 whole dollars?
なんでだろう。なんでだろう。
He's really upset about that. Reina panicked at suddenly being challenged to a wager. Given how panicked she is, certain she doesn't have much allowance left this month. Just sending her into a panic about something as simple as a birthday is so fun, I can't help myself.
ってことはケイちゃん、ひょっとして4月生まれ？
そういうこったな。残念だな、レナ。俺、もうとっくにレナより年上なんだよ。
Oh yeah, far older. Something like that.
そうなんだ。じゃあみーちゃんと同い年なんだね。
まあほんの何ヶ月かはね。すぐにまた差を開いてあげるけどさ。
Mion snickered through her nose. Hey now, that's not something to get all high and mighty about. Weren't you just all high and mighty about it, brother? As if I'm one to talk.
そういえばミオンって上級生なんだよな。
下級生の方が燃えるってんなら今日から下級生ってことでもいいけど。
Honor menace stuff, still.
みーちゃん、よくわかんないこと言ってる。
Just by seeing Reina's blushing face, you could tell she knew exactly what she meant by it, though.
で、サトコとリカちゃんが下級生と。どころか、学校が違うくらいの下級生だよな。
ケイチ君は、ちょっと好みの年齢が低すぎると思うな。
It's not like that. You're not making any sense yourself, Reina. I'll just grab on her head and scruff it up a bit.
やめて
前から思ってたんだけどさ、なんでこの学校ってクラスが学年混在なんだ？
教室の数が足りないからだよ。仕方ないじゃん。営林署の建物を間借りしてんだからさ。
Fair enough. When she says it like that, it makes sense. I've thought our school was strange for a while now. The schoolyard is gravel. There are rooms that aren't for classes. There's some strange sort of construction machinery parked here.
なんで借りてるんだよ。本当の学校はどうしちゃったんだよ。
Probably never was one.
戦前からずーっと建ってたらしいからね。老朽化でね。
Never mind. Dilapidated.
廃校ってわけよ。
Probably was a grand old schoolhouse.
まあそれで生徒は町の学校に通うことになったんだけどさ。遠いでしょ？
どこの学校だったの？
沖宮の駅前通りを抜けて病院に曲がって小児科の向かいに学校あるのわかる？
Odd Teddy says that's the school he went to.
遠いよ。
Oops. I couldn't tell where that was by the location, but I understood it was pretty far from Reina's reaction.
まあそんなわけでさ、沖宮の学校に通いたくない連中はこうして営林署の建物を間借りした仮校舎に通ってるってわけさ。
ひなみ沢の子供の半分くらいかな。朝早くに自転車で通ってる子たちも結構いるよ。
So what, half still go to the school in the city?
こんなはちゃめちゃな学校に通ってたら進学校とかはちょっと無理だろうからね。
Fair. That does
そん
sound
なこと
accurate.
ないよみーちゃん。ちゃんと頑張ればどこでだってお勉強はできるよ。
That's also very true. If they have the material, then it's still possible. As long as you're studious enough.
お、そうだぞそうだぞ。レナとは意見が一致したな。
そうだねそうだね。頑張ろう。
せいぜい頑張ってくださいな。おじさんはささやかに応援しとりますわ。
How does she keep calling herself an old man?
俺たちがじゃないぞ。ミオンがだぞ。お前受験生だろ。こんな成績じゃお先真っ暗だぞ。
Ooh, the disrespect.
いいもんいいもん。路頭に迷ったら永久就職してケイちゃんに食わせてもらうから。
永久就職ってなんだろうなんだろう。
Yeah, I saw that one coming. The reactions are so predictable. That's really funny.
ほらそこ
That's
うるさい
intentional.
ですよ。
Oh, Chie, who is that?
自習は静かに。
The teacher yelled at all three of us. It was completely our fault. Satoko saw it and chortled haughtily. Man, this author really likes the word haughtily, huh? I don't even know if I'm saying it right. I've had to say it like 10 times today. I stuck out my tongue at her in response. Just as Mion says, school has nothing to do with higher education. And it makes up for that by having lots of valuable things other schools don't. Alright, and then while we're here, we'll just do the other one. For future reference, do you guys want me to do these like as I play, or is there a reason to hold off on them? Because it seems like they give you new ones like during a stopping point anyways, so like it's probably fine to just do them, but I don't know if there's like a reason to hold off on them for whatever reason, you know? So again, just let me know. As it stands, given that they're already in like a little break, it seems, unless this one is just a coincidence, it seems like it's, you know, right between days or something, right? And they give you these, you know, could be a pretty good place to end a day on. Again, though, just let me know. Like, maybe it like affects the pacing or something. It seems like the way they split it up, it shouldn't affect the pacing of the game. But like, if it does, then I should wait. I keep saying just let me know, right? But you get the point by now. We're gonna do the other one, but just comment. I have asked you guys to comment a lot of things. Anybody who's helping me out with this, thanks a ton. I really do appreciate it. I want to get the most out of this game, you know? Definitely want to get the best experience I can. Go ahead and do the other one. About the lack of uniforms, I believe it was. It's only June. It's already so hot. I could hear the Higurashi outside chirping me. And at night, there are mosquitoes. Might as well be summer already. My only salvation was that mornings were still cool.
暑いでございますわね。
Satoko was flapping her skirt languidly. That's pretty unladylike there. Even if she was a little brat, she still was a girl.
ケイチさんはワイシャツ一枚で涼しそうですわね。羨ましいですわ。
俺から見りゃスカートのサトコの方が涼しそうだよ。この時期のズボンがどれだけ暑いか女のお前にはわかるまい。
Those are both fair points, I feel.
暑いって、
Oh god. This girl has gone imagining something indecent.
レナの夏服は涼しそうな色合いがいいよな。見てるこっちも涼しくなる。
ありがとう。
It's really the idea.
本当に涼しいんだよ。私もレナさんみたいな涼しい夏服が良かったですわね。でも、さとこちゃんの夏服ワンピースですっごい可愛いし、レナはさとこちゃんの夏服着てみたいな。これ結構蒸しますわよ。絶対にレナさんの方が涼しいですわ。
Fair. I can't say I have much experience in the art of wearing anything like what they're wearing, so I can't really.
でも可愛い服の方がきっと楽しいよ。はう。
Yeah. Yeah, that doesn't surprise me. That's her thought here. I had a feeling that Reina and Satoko's base values were fundamentally different. She's, function over fashion.
そういえばこの学校って指定の制服とかないんだよな。
うん、ないよ。ふさわしい服であれば私服でも大丈夫なんだよ。
There are quite a few students in regular clothes. There are a few wearing uniforms, but they were all the same design and rather plain.
他の連中が着てる制服は何なんだよ。みんなお揃いだよな。
あれは町の学校の制服なんですのよ。別に決まってるわけじゃないですけど、みんな着てますわね。
そこへ行くと俺らの仲間はみんないろいろな制服を着てるよな。わざわざどこかから取り寄せたのか？
ええ、ミオンさんが調達してくださいますの。みーちゃんの親類で古着商をやってる人がいて、全国の学校の服を格安で仕入れてるんだって。
That's convenient.
でその親類に頼んでいろいろ個性的な制服を取り寄せてもらってるわけか。
Mion, she probably loves using her friends as dress-up dolls. That must be a strange second-hand clothing store. I get that it's a second-hand clothing store, but stocking clothes from schools all over the country? That's pretty strange for a second-hand clothing store. Outside of like this exact situation, I'm not sure what you need that for. What's the point in stocking up clothes from faraway schools that they know nothing about?
うん、それはレナも思うよ。他にも体操服とかスクール水着のお古とかも扱ってるの。
That is vile. No. That is too far.
そういうののお古はちょっと嫌だよね。
That's stank.
あんまり儲かってなさそうな商売だな。きっと少しでも儲けさせるためにミオンが一肌脱いでやってるんだろうな。
でもいつもミオンさんが自信満々に言いますのよ。今にきっと大ブレイクしてすごい商売になるって。
You gotta have faith. Second-hand clothing store that stocks school uniforms will be a big hit? I don't get it. Man, I don't either. Only an hour and 20 in. Might go for another day. This game has a lot of save slots, huh? Oh my goodness, yep. All these pages too. Alright, I want to know now, is there any reason for me to save regularly in this game? Like, I mean, beyond like quick saves, of course, but like in Fate, right, you had like 8 million choices, or 8 million choices with 8 million different endings. I don't know if I need to save like that, or if I can just hit quick save over and over and again. Like, will I need to go back to older saves? I really hope that question can be answered without spoilers. But, end of chapter 1. End of chapter 1? Like, part 1 of chapter 1? There's no way we're all the way through. I'm just gonna hit continue. Let's keep moving, I suppose. I took it a little too easy on the morning of my day off. It was totally late. And to top it off, the pesky mom of mine pushing a return journey errand on me just as I'm trying to leave the house. Today was the day Reina and Mion were going to show me around Hinamizawa. And you're late, bro? Reina and Mion were already waiting at the meeting place. Drippy. It's kind of interesting just to see how the art, like, evolves. Now, why does she look like... Does she have, like, a gun on her shoulder there? What is that? Ain't no shot. I keep going through. I think I generally prefer the console style. I know I keep going through, but like, I mean, knowing which sprites I want to use is a big deal, obviously. It's like, between these ones mainly, I think I like the style of this one more. I don't think these ones are necessarily bad. I just think I like these ones more. I don't know. I'll keep looking through. Maybe my mind will change on that as we look through different sprite sets. But although the longer I wait to change, the more I'll be used to the first art style, I suppose. So yeah, just the more I look at it, the more I like the first one. Alright, let's move on. Sorry. I know I keep looking at the art, but you know, better now than later. Reina and Mion were already waiting at the meeting place.
ケイちゃん遅いぞ。
Yeah, I know.
悪い悪い。責めるのは昨べの面白かった特番に行ってくれ。
Get it together, brother.
ほう。女の子との待ち合わせに遅刻して言い訳がそれってわけ？
Imagine, brother.
みーちゃんだって今来たばかりなんだよ。
How long we all kept Reina waiting?
夕べの密着24時間面白かったし、ねえ。
She was just as guilty as me. Reina was carrying a pretty heavy-looking handbag. What is that? Mion answered my unspoken question with a wink. That's right. Reina really did make a picnic. I was gonna
ケイ
say.
ちゃん、あの後レナ、大張り切りだったらしいよ。
It sounds like it.
別に俺がけしかけたわけじゃないだろう。
そんな大変じゃなかったから気にしないでよ。
夕べから今朝まであのテンションらしいよ。
Oh god.
責任取れんの？
わかった。俺も男だ。責任は取る。
責任ってなんだろう。
The way you're acting. As we both turned around slowly to look at Reina, our gazes drifted downward to the massive handbag she was carrying. Oh, she's gonna carry the bag. Didn't seem logically feasible that it would be entirely filled with lunchboxes. Except this was Reina we were talking about here.
2キロくらいかな。
2 kilos of food?
レナね、荷物持つとき、よっこらしょって言ってた。5キロ。
それはオーバー。ケイチくん男の子だから、きっといっぱい食べるだろうと思って、たくさんね。
Yeah, you made a whole feast.
もう行こう。よっこら、よっこ。
Just from the way she was lifting it up, I couldn't believe the only things in there were lunch boxes.
先生、俺も5キロ。
手伝いはするけど、全部食べるんだからね。
Oh god.
レナを悲しませたら許さないよ。
Yeah, but that boy can... Oh no. Poor guy. The only thing I could do at that moment was exercise a bit to make myself hungrier. Yeah, you better. This game really likes the bright white screen. Good lord. Having finished with the pleasantries, we began our leisurely stroll. A carefree walk, bathed in the gentle morning sunlight. I couldn't have even imagined something so wholesome existed during my time in the city. These were the boonies, after all. The slovenly desk jockeys trudging to work on the weekends out here. It really was a nice place, peaceful and quiet. As sparsely populated as the village was, you could still run into people just by walking around.
あ、こんにちは。
こんにちは。あら、そちらは。確か、前原くんだったかしら。
That really sounds like Castor's voice actors. I'm just saying. I'm just saying. My two companions exchanged greetings with everybody we ran across. I gotta
こん
listen
に
to
ちは。あら、そちらは。
Bro, that really sounds like Castor.
前原くんだった
That
か
really
しら。
sounds like Castor's voice actress. I'm not very good at determining Japanese voice actors and actresses, and like which ones are the same, but that's one of the ones I'm more sure of. Not that it really matters, but All of these passerby even knew my name.
なんで俺ってこんなに有名人なんだ？
That's just how small towns go, brother. We passed 3 people, and when all 3 of them knew me, I started to feel a bit paranoid.
悲しいかな。ひなみ沢は人が少ないからね。みんな顔見知りなんだよね。
Yeah, my town's not as small as Hinamizawa sounds, but it's really small, and a lot of people know a lot of people by name. You see my grandma walking around. She has connections everywhere, man. It's insane. That's just how small towns are, though.
つまりなんだ？知らない顔が歩いてれば、それは自動的に新しく引っ越してきた前原さんってことになるわけか。
Yeah, pretty much.
そういうことになるね。
It was a process of elimination you could only pull off in a place like this. It was quite effective. From now on, I'd better make sure to maintain a good reputation, because everyone's gonna know, yeah. The day I'm discovered accidentally gawking at a dirty magazine in the bookstore, I can expect all the villagers labeling me as a lech by the next day. Yeah, that's accurate. Hinamizawa is not to be trifled with. That's not the end of this nightmare.
もちろんわかるよ。最初に会ったのが牧野林店の竹蔵おじさん。趣味は盆栽と尺八なんだよ。
Oh, down to the hobbies.
次が乾物屋の次男の大輔くん。趣味は狙撃で、将来の夢は超永久スナイパーだとか。
Everyone knows everyone.
それで今の人は入江診療所の看護師の美代さん。趣味は野鳥の観察と撮影だって。
すれ違った全員の名前までわかるのかよ。プロフィールまで。
Yeah, that's kinda nuts. Seeing my surprise, Mion and Reina exchanged looks and burst into laughter.
はあね。ここいらは都会みたいにご近所付き合いが希薄じゃないからね。
Yeah.
試しに聞いてみよう。今ここにいる俺は誰だ？
前原圭一くん。意地悪なこと言うけど、本当は優しいテレ屋さん。
転校してきてようやく3週間。趣味は昼寝。
Ooh.
最近トランクス派に転向。
Hey, yo, what? Hello?
したよね。
No, no shot.
Please say it ain't so.
もういいもういい。
Ain't no way.
トランクス。
Yeah, I saw that one coming too.
それもいい。
Apparently there is absolutely nothing you can keep hidden here. Hinamizawa was not a place to be trifled with.
これじゃあさ、俺のための案内ってより俺のお披露目みたいだな。
そうだね。うちらさ、これだけ賑やかに練り歩いてたからね。みんな思うんじゃない？ケイちゃんもひなみ沢に馴染んでくれたんだって。
ひなみ沢は過疎だから、村中みんなが新しい仲間を歓迎してくれてるの。
I thought about brushing it off with something to the effect of, "You're kidding me," but I held back. Had I ever greeted someone who just moved into the city like this before? Absolutely not. Thinking about that made me believe what they said wasn't a joke at all. We passed another person. Of course, we were called out to again the same way.
あら、こんにちは。仲良しそうでいいわね。
藤島さんちのおばさんだよ。こんにちは。
あら、前原くん、両手に花でいいわね。
Sheesh,
ど
what
う
a guy.
生活はもう慣れた？
Instead of regurgitating a prepared response like I would have in the city, I responded with an emphatic nod. The old woman chuckled, voicing her appreciation of how energetic I was.
グッド。
They looked back over to Reina and Mion, who gave me a wink.
でね、そろそろお昼にしないかな。
Reina's brilliant smile signaled the approach of an event that both Mion and I were trying to forget. Y'all got some food to eat. We both looked at each other.
俺も男だ。努力はする。
I would fight.
だが量が多すぎる。
よし、ケイちゃん。ここはおじさんに任せなさい。
She's finna go crazy. Mion has never seemed as reliable as she does right now. I'd expect no less from the class representative.
レナ、どうせ食べるならさ、見晴らしのいいところで食べない？
それいい。賛成。
Reina nodded her head happily in response to Mion's proposal. Cresting the top of a stone stairway, a shrine drawn straight out of my imagination appeared before us. And this place really is something. Pretty nice place for how small the town is. From what we've seen. I'd worn down a bit through the years, but the fallen leaves had been swept up, giving it a tidy feeling. Why did that give me so much
ここはね、
trouble?
フルデ神社っていうの。
The Furude Shrine.
多分見晴らしが一番いいところかな。
ここの場所、よく覚えといてね。もうすぐここでお祭りがあるんだから。
へえ、祭りにしちゃちょっと早いシーズンだよな。
綿流しは夏祭りじゃなくてね。昔は冬の終わりを喜ぶお祭りだったらしいよ。
Doesn't it seem like a bit late for a celebration to celebrate the end of winter? I was embarrassed for assuming the festivals had to be held in the summer.
さて、弁当を広げてっと。
Various colored lunchboxes were placed one after the other on top of the plastic sheet. Sure, it did smell delicious. It was Reina's home cooking. No one without saying that it would be delicious. Is it even possible to finish all of this? Hey, Mion, it'll take more than just a good view to get this all down, you know.
こんにちはです。
Thank everything that is holy. It was Rika-chan and Satoko. Why are they here? Mion grinned over at me. I see. This was her secret plan. The power in numbers. You have my thanks, Mion. Following up when all the pieces are in place is my specialty.
騒がしいから来てみれば、これは何ですの？
見りゃわかるだろ。これからランチタイムだ。ビュッフェスタイルだ。レラの手作り弁当に舌鼓だ。
そんなの見ればわかるでございますわ。どうして人様の庭でご座なんか広げてますの？
On your property? Oh.
神社は公共の場所だぞ。勝手に独占するな。
圭一の言う通りですよ。
Ah.
みんなのお庭にしますです。
It was just their stomping grounds, though?
やっぱりリカちゃんはいい子だな。
Makes one.
座りな、そこ。一緒に食べよう。
After opening up a spot for Rika-chan, I promptly turned my back on Satoko.
ちょっとお待ちなさいな。私はどこに座ればいいんですの？
お前に座る場所はないし、食べる分もない。
You need the help. You need me.
大丈夫だよ。さとこちゃんの分もちゃんとあるから。
ない。さとこの分も俺がいただく。
そんなことは許せませんの。リカ。
Boy, I'm just saying, you better stop playing or you're gonna get rocked by Reina, bro.
はい、お箸です。
Both Satoko and I leapt at the boxes, having it out with each other. Not beef with an actual child,
いや
though.
はや、ケイちゃん乗せるのうまいわ、ほんと。才能あるのかもしれない。
What do you mean by that?
はい、お皿。みーちゃんも、リカちゃんも。
Bullied her into eating. Reina whipped out pairs of chopsticks and paper plates.
僕たちも頑張らないとなくなってしまうです。
そうだね。よし、参戦と行くかな。
いっぱい食べてね。ちゃんとみんなの分あるから。
Reina said as she opened up a thermos. Just then, I realized that this lunch was made under the assumption that 5 people would be eating. I said that's so weird, but I'll take a screenshot of this real quick. Yeah, that checks out. It didn't change how much there was, but the implication behind it was different.
そのハンバーグは渡しませんわ。
While they boxing over that hamburger. And our first glimpse as to what what's his name, Keiichi actually looks like. Yeah, I don't think we'd actually seen him before. Boy, kind of scrawny. Oh god, and they went full anime with like the big guys. It's funny though.
いや、肘は反則だろう、さとこ。
襟首をつかむのも反則でございます。
It was a tough battle, blocking her with full momentum and an elbow in the opening moves. Satoko appeared to have the upper hand, but the difference in her proficiency with chopsticks proved to be fatal and gave me the upper hand. I didn't know this was a fighting VN, bro. I should have known better.
校長サトコ、破れたりー。
Satoko and I amiably began choking at the same time, falling backwards and spasming. Rika-chan patted me on the head to clear it, even though it was actually stuck in my throat. You've done it. You've cured me. Seeing that made Reina blush and breathe heavily in excitement. It was almost like flowers were floating all around her. Just enjoying watching him choke? Mion advised Reina to refrain from saying anything that could get her locked up. This is how our meals usually go. I'd do anything in my power, just so things could stay like this. That means they're not gonna stay like this. Like, for sure that means they're not gonna stay like this. I don't know what's gonna happen, but somebody's gonna go, or somebody's gonna die, or I don't know. There's gonna be some major rift in the group. Something's gonna happen, because God knows now that you said that, it will not stay like this. The intense battle calmed, and finally everyone reached a point where they could begin talking. Receiving tea from the thermos, I let out a small sigh.
日本語ってやつはさ、どうしてこう味に対する賛辞が少ないんだろうな。
食事中の団らんって考えがそもそも近代に入ってからだからじゃない？
昔の人は無言で食事を済ませたそうだし、作る人もちょっぴり寂しかったろうね。
That's fair. I guess you wouldn't put your all into it if everyone was just gonna sit there silently.
きっと昔の人は食べるのに忙しくて味を褒める暇もなかったのですわ。
That's just you.
でもね、美味しいの一言だけでも嬉しいよ。苦労の甲斐があったかなって。
She blushed a little as she said that.
美味しいです。
With absolutely perfect timing, Rika-chan struck Reina directly with praise. She looked straight at her with an expression of bewitching innocence.
Huh?
After Reina uttered an unintelligible noise, a ring of smoke rose from her head with an audible poof. Oh god, here we go again.
リカちゃん、お持ち帰りじゃなくて。
No, that's not legal.
本当に美味しかったですよ。
Oh god, she just keeps pouring it on. Reina flushed red with excitement, embracing Rika-chan and rubbing her cheek against her so hard you could almost hear it.
リカちゃんには褒めてもらったお礼に、じゃーん、これをサービスね。
Two apple rabbits. After sticking toothpicks into them, she thrust them towards Rika-chan. After Rika-chan accepted them, the mood suddenly shifted in a bizarre way.
なんだよサトコ。
Why are you looking like that? Why are you looking at us like that? What did you do? Where's the trap? What are you about to say?
その挑戦的な目は。
皆さんにはレナさんのリンゴを獲得できるだけの賛辞が用意できまして。
強気じゃんよ。ボキャ品のあんたにどんな賛辞が思いつくってんの？
Oh, snap, Mion. Brutal.
ではご覧あそばせ。
After Satoko flashed Mion and me a defiant look, she changed the tone of her voice suddenly. Oh god, she's gonna get cutesy.
エレナお姉ちゃんのお弁当、サトコも美味しかったよ。
It's over. Yep. Satoko looked up at her poutily while talking cutesy. Oh no. How is that praise? It's not even persuasion by tears. That's persuasion by cuteness, isn't it? This is a Reina Limited special skill, and it's super effective. She blushed and her head spun, waving around in circles. Don't fall for it, Reina! Of course, I was asking for the impossible. Reina glommed Satoko and began rubbing her cheek against her.
かいかい。サトコちゃんもかいよ。お持ち帰り。はう。
That's not legal. Swish, stab, push. Satoko was also presented with apple rabbits. After stuffing them into her mouth, she looked over at Mion and me again with that defiant gaze. It took only 5 seconds to take down Reina. That's unfair. I think she had such a trick.
悔しければレナさんにご褒美がもらえるような30億巻が遊ばせ
Damn it! That was a dirty trick. First of all, that wasn't even praise.
さとこ、それで勝てたつもりとはね。
Any percent speedrun to get the apple rabbits.
あんたらの底の浅い技とはわけが違うものを見せてあげようじゃない。
それは頼もしいぜミオ。それはどんな技なんだ。
やるのはケイちゃん。
はあ
見せてもらおうではございませんか。豊島のあがきを。
What? The plan of attack she suggested was wicked, but it was the only thing we had to beat Satoko. After sipping my tea, I started talking pretty naturally and calmly. Perfectly.
本当に美味しいよな。
Oh god.
これってさ、全部手作りなのかい？
実はね、これほとんど冷凍物なの。
じゃあレナの手作りのってどれだい？
Oh god. Here we go again. His answer's gonna change depending on that.
恥ずかしいな。教えなきゃダメ？どうしても？
From the synergy of boy plus handmade lunchbox, her expression had melted into euphoria.
わかるよ。これでしょ。
If you're wrong, bro. Nah, he's gotta be right. Reina turned an even deeper shade of red. Words I can't believe it practically written on her face.
なんでわかるかな？レナの手作り。
Of course, Mion had told me beforehand. It's been perfect so far. That's... Bro, that's vile. You're evil for that. She really thought you were paying that much attention and just picked apart which one was different because it was that much better. But no, you're evil. And you just knew. You were told. After acting like I was shy, I waited a beat. Next would be...
レナの
the finisher.
匂いがしたから。
Just smell... No! Oh god. Silence enveloped the area. Reina, face still completely frozen, her face still completely red, froze solid. With a small yelp, Satoko also blushed. Of course I did too.
レナの手作りのリンゴのウサギさんが食べたいな。なんて。
Oh, now you're begging. Even if this is all because I was competing against Satoko, I felt like I had crossed the line by a good 9 yards, I think. And at that moment... whoosh! It was a Tupperware container filled with rabbits. That boy got the whole container. I think he won. What? Instantly, dozens of the apples were shoved into my mouth, knocking me over. Oh god. That boy really said, or something. No, bro. That can't be legal. My head was forcibly laid upon her lap, and even more apples were shoved into my mouth. While she was squealing, one apple after another was forced into my mouth. More and more apples. What? Shit. Whoops, I did not mean to click that. Bro.
ケイちゃん、殉職見事なり。どうよ、さとこ。うちらの完全勝利だね。
I'd say so. That boy really nailed the sound of stuffing his face with food. I don't know who the voice actor is, but that was kind of brilliant.
こんな手信じられないですの。 しくないもん。
Satoko ground her teeth, mortified. We did it! I claimed victory as my consciousness drifted slowly away from me. Slumped via too many apples. At the time, Reina stopped her squealing as she suddenly realized something.
リカちゃん、食べないの？塩水強すぎたかな？かな？
Looking over, Rika-chan had pulled the toothpick out of the apple rabbit, placed it into her cupped hand, and seemed to be at a loss for what to do.
うさぎさんがかわいそうです。助けてあげてほしいです。
I knew it was going to be like that. Like as a kid, I don't know, did any of y'all ever refuse to eat like animal crackers because of that reason? I know I've seen people do it. I might have done it. Oh god. It was a sound of blood spurting from Reina's nose.
かいよ。今夜こそ絶対お持ち帰り。
No, that's not legal. She shook sporadically, her head wobbling back and forth. Then, coming back to her senses, she took all of the apples around me, gathered them up with a foot, and fixed them back up on a plate.
これでみんな寂しくないよね。これリカちゃんにあげる。ね。
Rika-chan raised up Satoko's hand like a referee after having that plate of rabbit shoved to her. She whispered.
僕たちが勝ちましたです。
Y'all are vile. Y'all know how to play. Okay, alright, I think they get this round, huh? Yeah, that's like 3-1 comeback. That's the Golden State Warriors choking to the Cleveland Cavaliers in the finals. Right, what was that, 2017? That's what just happened. That was a unbelievable comeback. Top 10 comebacks in history. Thus, my sacrifice ended up being in vain. This is so ridiculous. Was that the end of another day? No. It was a fun-filled, crazy day. But as soon as the sun began to set, the end of the day really did come quickly.
じゃあね、レナにケイちゃん。また明日ね。
ミオ、今日はありがとな。楽しかったぜ。
また明日ね。
Satoko and Rika-chan went home as well. We parted ways with Mion, and ended with just Reina and myself enjoying the evening air on our way home.
ケイチくんも今日は付き合ってくれてありがとう。楽しかった？
ああ、楽しかった。まだ家に帰るのが惜しいくらいだぜ。
What do you mean by that?
じゃあさ、
What do you mean by that?
ちょっとだけ寄り道してもいいかな？かな？
Well, she really went for it.
寄り道？遠いのか？
ちょっと歩くけどすぐ済むから。
Since we've been walking around all day, I must have seemed a bit tired. Not feeling like teasing Reina, I quietly nodded. You didn't feel like it? Yeah, you gotta be exhausted, bro. Traversing a small path and up a small hill, the land suddenly stretched out before us. There, what looked like the remains of a dilapidated construction site came into view. We have seen that word quite a few times as well. Probably has a few words they really like. A large heap of garbage spread out off towards the swamp. Probably illegal dumping. I recalled it being in the newspaper.
今日は久しぶりだから何かあるかな？何かあるかな？
久しぶりって、レナのようは、あの、ゴミの山かよ。
ゴミじゃないよ。レナにとっては宝の山だもん。
Fair enough, I guess. Rain had already entered that well-known cute mode of hers. So that meant there was something cute here?
わあ、新しい山だ。ワクワク、ワクワク。
She descended the unstable slope with ease. I expect no less from a born and bred country girl.
おい待てよ、今行くから。あったたたた。
Oh, he fell. My city-raised self was completely pitiful.
いいよ、ケイチ君はそこにいて、すぐ済むから。
Reina kindly declined my accompaniment.
転ぶなよ。足元に気をつけろよ。
大丈夫だよ、大丈夫。全然平気。
Literally bounding among the heaps of trash, Reina disappeared from sight. I didn't like being left behind. I was still pretty tired from the whole day, so I just ended up waiting. Without the lively Reina around, the surrounding area quickly fell into silence. The cry of the Higurashi gently cooled the air. Fairly exhausted, I began to feel a little sleepy. Just then, the sudden noise of scattering pebbles alerted me to somebody's presence. Startled, I turned around. Standing there was a typical-looking photographer. He spied over at me through his camera. His body was tanned and fit, but something about him seemed unreliable, and he had a bit of an aloof air about him. Well, didn't seem like he was a bad guy in any case.
おっと、びっくりした。
Are you telling me? Although startled when I turned around, it never played his reaction. That was my line.
驚いたのはこっちですよ。
ごめんごめん。驚かすつもりはなかったんだ。君はHinamizawaの人かい？
Yeah? I gathered that he wasn't from that question. Unfazed by my suspicious gaze, he introduced himself without my prompting.
僕は富武。フリーのカメラマンさ。Hinamizawaにはたまに来るんだ。
I didn't ask you who you were.
写真ってのは被写体に断ってから撮るのが礼儀なんじゃないんすかね。
ごめんごめん。メインは野鳥の撮影でね。断った試しがないんだよ。
So what? You're saying I'm the same as the birds?
いやいや、夕闇に黄昏る少年があまりにも絵になっていたんでね。本人の許可を取らずにファインダーを覗いたことを謝るよ。
The adults are pretty slick. All that annoyance I felt for being startled just flew away as he buttered me up. I had no intention of hanging around with this guy trying to get cozy with me, so it didn't seem like Reina would be back soon. But this older guy, Tomitake-san, right? That's how he said it? Let me check.
僕は富武、フリーのカメラマンさ。Hinamizawaにはたまに来るんだ。
But this older guy, Tomitake-san, didn't mind my cautious responses and continued rambling on by himself.
ケイチ君、待たせてごめんね。もう終わりにするから。
Reina popped her head out from one of the lower piles of garbage and waved her hand.
連れがいたのかい？お、彼女はあんなところで何をしているんだい？
Bro, we don't know. That's what I wanted to know.
さあね。昔起こった殺人事件の死体でも探してるんじゃないですか？
Huh? Huh? Tomitake-san looked shaken up by that for a moment. Uh-oh. I responded like I would if I were talking with Reina and the others.
嫌な事件だったね。まだ見つかってないんだろ
Before I say too much more, we're going to move on. But I think it's obvious that I'm drawing a connection to the beginning of the game here.
ケイチ君お待たせ。待ったかな？
馬に蹴られる前に退散するかな。
Something like that.
驚かせてすまなかったね、ケイイチ君。
Tomitake-san chortled suggestively, and then disappeared into the twilight. Losing my chance to retort put me off a bit.
ケイチ君、怒ってる？どうしてだろう？
It wasn't Reina's fault, so I decided to just brush it off for now.
どうだった？
Okay, I guess they're really just not going to give us more information. Okay. Why would she just be checking up on that? It's such a weird thing to say.
掘り出し物は見つかったか？
聞いて聞いて。あのね、あったの。ランディ君人形。
ランディ君人形ってあれか？ファーストフードの店の前に必ず置いてあるあの等身大人形の？
そう、ランディ君。かわいい。お持ち帰りしたい。
I couldn't tell how she decides what's cute or not, but, well, she seems to want it.
あれはゴミだろ。お持ち帰りしたきゃしてもいいんだぜ。
他の山の下敷きになってるの。簡単には掘り出せないし。
The boy finna be dumpster diving soon.
あそこ明かりがないからすぐ暗くなっちゃうし。
Miranda seemed quite down about finding a treasure not being able to bring it back.
俺も手伝ってやるよ。今日のうまかった弁当の恩返しってことでさ。
ありがとう。
Birds heading home to roost proclaimed that nightfall would soon be upon us.
ケイチ君が手伝ってくれる。ランディ君をお持ち帰りできる。
Marina staggered along as if intoxicated in her dreamy state of mind. I tried asking her in a way that wouldn't take her out of her cheery state.
なあレナ、あそこで昔なんかあったのか？
ダムの工事をやってたんだってね。詳しく知らないけど。
I don't think that's what he meant.
例えばさ、工事中になんかあったとか、事故とか。
知らない。
Her tone was disturbingly frank. Yeah. It sounded more like a denial than an answer. Must have appeared rather dumbstruck. Marina quickly lightened her expression.
実はね、去年までよそに住んでたの。
Really?
レナも転校生だったのか？俺はてっきり。
だからね、それ以前のことはよく知らないの。ごめんね。
Don't really know. Don't want to talk about it. That was the kind of feeling she gave me. Yeah. Yikes. I'd be lying if I said I haven't been getting the vibe that somehow she was the one responsible for this. Like the scene we saw at the beginning of the game. Which I assumed... Okay, so it makes sense that that wouldn't be connected to what Keiichi was like dreaming. But he dreamed or was hearing somebody saying sorry like over and over to somebody. And I don't know. To me, I couldn't help but feel like it was to him. Right? And that maybe that it... Like, I don't know. He dreamed his own death. I don't know, man. Let's just kind of move on for now. I'll talk about it at the end of the episode, for sure. Which, I mean, it's got to be coming up. Thinking about it, of course it would be like that. This wasn't the type of thing girls would enjoy talking about. It was quite a disturbing incident. He still hadn't found one of the arms. If it's just like Tomitake-san said, I had a feeling only the Higurashi would know. I made sure to bring some of the creepiness in, huh? Okay, we'll do those 2 tips and then we will call it here. That's the one I'm looking forward to. We'll do the Maibara Manor first, but the other one is where things are gonna get spicy.
ケイちゃんってさ、すごいお金持ちってわけでもないの？
なんだよ突然。俺がいつ高級車で登校したよ。
月の小遣いはいくらもらってる
？1000円。
あら、結構小市民的ですのね。
Dang, that's disrespectful, Satoko. Bro.
お弁当のおかずも普通ですよ。お金持ちじゃないです。
What are they talking about? To be asking nowhere how much I get and then told that's a plebeian amount? Disrespectful. Rena seemed to pick up on my dubious expression and started giggling.
ケイちゃんちってさ、すっごく大きいでしょ。だから建築中からひなみ沢中で前原屋敷って呼ばれて注目の的だったんだよ。
Maibara Manor. Maibara Manor?
あんなに大きいお家だからどんなお金持ちなのかなってみんなで噂し合ってたの。
Ain't got that much, it sounds like. I see. Now I get it. Well, the frame of it is huge. I see how it could cause some misunderstandings.
私の推理ではお家を建てるのにお金をかけすぎて貧乏になってしまったと考えてますのよ。
I feel like you might be right on the money, Satoko.
貧乏でかわいそうです。
Yeah, shut up. Mika-chan took pity on me as she patted my head. No, not the healing pat. I go from being treated like a millionaire to a beggar.
諸君らの楽しい想像をぶち壊すようで悪いが、うちは金持ちでも貧乏でもないぞ。極めて平均的な普通の家庭だ。
あれだけ大きな家は普通とは言わないって。しかも玄関は立派で門は大型車も入れるようになってるし、絶対普通じゃないって。
They do say the bigger your house, the more prosperous you are. The reason the house is so big is because Dad's studio is in it too. That is a pretty large house, not gonna lie. There are a bunch of different workshops. Lots of his works are hung up in different places. All of them are huge too. For those reasons, the family actually uses only a third of the house for day-to-day living. He planned it out so people and cars could come in to see the gallery he opens up in the house someday. By the way, the entrance Mion is talking about is the one for the studio and is normally sealed off. The entranceway that my Bara family actually uses is a very plain and simple one. The interior is much different from how it looks on the outside.
ぜひ今度ケイちゃんの家を探検してみたいよな。お金持ちじゃないと主張しながらもあの邸宅、一体何が隠されているのか。
You don't want to know. Just kidding. Just art, sounds like.
いいものが隠されてるといいな。
You could have seen this one coming.
きっと家具を買うお金もなくなってて殺風景な部屋がいっぱいなのですわ。
Shut up!
絨毯のお部屋ならぜひゴロゴロしてみたいですよ。
I mean, I guess if you're not used to carpet, fair enough.
それいいね、それいいね。レナもゴロゴロしたい。
Seems like their imaginations were just piling on. Well, sometime in the near future, it wouldn't be too bad to invite them all to my house. Dad is a sucker for the ladies, so he might even let them look around his studio. Hey, yo! These are literal children, brother. That's the kind of ladies he's a sucker for? Ugh, yikes. The cry of the Higurashi crescendoed, and the sky towered over everything. Why did I have so much trouble? Oh my goodness, so much trouble saying crescendo. I had music. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Can't talk right now. It was hot, but the air was clear. It smelled like the beginning of summer. Here's some fun little details there. Now we get to the spicy stuff. The dam site murder and dismemberment. Yeah. I feel like with, assuming this actually provides me information, I feel like you have to do the tips as they come along. Right? Because it seems like some of them are going to provide, like, real information. So far up to... I can't say what this one holds. But it seems like the first three were kind of, like, just fun little details. Maybe there was something hidden in there that I didn't really notice. Right? But just extra story. But this, or, like, extra, like, slice of life. Whereas this seems like extra story and stuff that you probably want to know. Right? And in that case, I would need to probably look at all the tips. From the June XX 1979 edition. The Shishibone City, Okinomiya Police Station, June XX, late at night. Suspects XXXX, XXX, XXXX, XXXXX, XXXX were arrested on suspicion of murder and improper disposal of a corpse. The main offender, XXXX, has been added to wanted lists nationwide. According to our sources, the 6 suspects were at the Hinamizawa Dam construction site workroom on the XX at 9 p.m., where they are suspected to have assaulted and murdered the site overseer as a group, dismembering his body and hiding it. I'm done saying the X's. On the day at 8 o'clock in the morning, a report was filed by the Shishibone City Hospital in which a male suspect alluded to having murdered Mr. X. Okay, I'll say the X's. When questioned at the police station, the individual confessed to the crime. Since a portion of the body was recovered at the location he gave, he was arrested that afternoon on suspicion of murder and mutilation of a corpse. The rest of the suspects were arrested the same day, but the main culprit is still at large. Police are currently on his trail. The motive is purported to be a drunken verbal dispute during which he killed the victim in a fit of anger. However, as there are multiple inconsistencies with their testimonies, the investigation is ongoing. So maybe that's not connected then. What did they say the year was? 1984? So it's been like, I think that's what they said. So it's been like 5 years? Okay. If that was 5 years prior, then I can't remember when they said it was actually said. I think they said 1984. For some reason. 1983. All right. Was it? Man, I don't even know. The point is, it's been several years, right? That's all we really need to know. Is that it's been a while. So, the assumption I had that could be connected to Reina somehow, right? And that explains why she was so dismissive. Doesn't completely check out. However, it is worth noting that there seem to be holes in the stories or inconsistencies. So what we know might not be accurate. I don't know. I've just gotten such a weird vibe. Especially there. And then I just kind of assumed that, I don't know, Reina's the first character we saw, so maybe that's why I'm instantly assuming that this could be tied to her somehow, but it seems like a stretch now. I don't know. I don't want to theorize too much. Although perhaps the murder we saw at the beginning wasn't even tied to Reina. There's nothing guaranteeing that. It might not even be tied to the one we see there. Like the dam murder. I don't know. Another thought is Keiichi's, little joke he made there. Maybe it's not that far from the truth when he said, coming to check on the dismembered corpse, right? Maybe I don't know, maybe while stumbling around in the garbage pile, she found the body. And this is assuming it was Reina, right? That is connected to the first murder and that was a real murder, right? And that it was her, right? That's a lot of leaps. I'm not saying that, right? But if it is, maybe she was in the pile, found the body for some reason. That stirred a reaction with her, and she was like, "What if I did that myself?" Right? I don't know. That feels like a lot of reaches, but it is something I want to keep in mind. I don't know. I don't know what that opening sequence was. Whether that was reality, whether that was just a dream, whether that is the damn murder, right? I don't know. There's a lot still to figure out, obviously, right? This is the very first episode of the game. Of course, there's a lot to figure out. I'm really excited to continue unraveling this stuff. I really enjoyed what I played today. Higurashi, it felt really good. I was really enjoying the slice of life stuff that we saw, but I was also really enjoying all the mysteries we've seen. And I can only imagine those mysteries are going to continue to get bigger, right? They started with something. They started with a murder, right? And it was so strange, right? And the way the victim was acting, right? And in thinking about it, that's another part of why I was like, the more I think about it, the more it feels like that could be like Reina, right? With how they were talking about how, like, it's not that they couldn't see it, they chose not to see this in her. And we saw earlier, right, that Keiichi was weirded out by the way she refused to respond to that, right? And so maybe he's like, okay, I'm gonna choose to not see what that could mean, right? And instead, like, instead just assume that it couldn't be that, right? It's not that he didn't see it, it's that he chose not to. I don't know. Like I said, I'm making a lot of leaps right now, but I don't know. This probably really is the hot take, that it feels oddly connected to Reina already. I don't know. I don't know, man. The problem with mysteries like this is I don't know how weird this game is going to get, right? I don't know, like, if we're going to, like, get into anything, like, absolutely crazy, like time travel, or if this is going to be, like, grounded, right? And ideally, don't tell me. I'll figure it out, right, as I play the game. But, so it's hard to make a lot of predictions. Because, I mean, that was one of my things with Fate. In the second round, I didn't know how grounded it was going to be from there, right? And while some of the twists later in the game made perfect sense, I just hadn't considered them, right? And, I don't want to do that again, but at the same time, I'd sound like an idiot if I called time travel every time or something. I don't know. Sorry, that was kind of a tangent. Point was, Reina feels oddly suspicious, and I don't have too much else to say, I don't think, regarding Reina and her connection to this murder at this point. Oh, I mean, we're running on 2 hours of gameplay. So there's not really that much more I could add. She's just had a weird vibe. Some of the mannerisms that were weird kind of line up with what I could have seen from Keiichi and Reina. It doesn't make any sense, really, that it'd be Keiichi getting killed there unless this game gets really weird. And for the time being, I'm not going to assume it does. I'm going to assume that it's relatively grounded. Even if that ends up being wrong. Nothing wrong with that. But for now, I'm going to assume that. So I don't know what that intro was. I kind of went off on that again, right? That intro fascinates me, man. And, like, obviously how that's going to tie into the later game. I'm really looking forward to it. I really enjoyed the game as a whole, the mystery stuff and the slice of life stuff. I hope you guys are enjoying my Let's Play so far. If you guys have any feedback, please let me know in episode 1, right? And then I can try to correct that for episode 2 and beyond, right? Whether there's something I'm doing with the game that's just strange or that you guys don't like, whether there's a setting I should mess with, whether, I don't know, I talk too much, not enough, just anything like that. I'd love to hear it early, so I can address that now. But anyways, that is going to be all for this episode. I hope you guys enjoyed the episode. Next one should be out pretty soon. I'll probably play again tomorrow. And so there will probably be another one tomorrow. The day after this is uploaded, that is. So I hope you guys are looking forward to that. I hope to see you guys there. But for now, peace.